Hi everyone, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to be discussing about one very important output function that is called as printf. Okay, so printf is basically one of the fundamental functions that we have. Of course, it is a predefined function and this function is present inside the header file stdio.h, that is our standard input output header file. So why is this function very important is whenever we are writing a program, the main agenda of it is to calculate something or to do some task and present some output to the end user. So for us to actually print that output, we require the use of the printf function. So we can practically say that without this function, it is not possible for us to write our programs at all. So first, let us see how to write this function or how to make use of this printf function. So the printf function, as I said, is a predefined function. So we have not created the function. The function is already present and we are just going to make use of that function. So the first form of the printf function is within the double quotes, we are going to give something which is called as a control string. Control string is nothing but the message. The message that you want to be displayed in the output window. That is what you are going to give within the double quotes, and that is what we are going to call it as a control string. Then followed by the comma and a list of our arguments. So the arguments here, that is arg1, arg2, those arguments are nothing but our variables. So if you want to print the value of a variable as an output, then which variable value you want to print? We have to specify the name of that variable. So that is what is given as an argument. So basically the printf statement is very simple. So printf within double quotes, give the message, whatever you want to be displayed, then followed by a comma, then variable names that we have created in our programs. Now, let us see how to make use of this within a program. Okay, return value of the printf, we'll just come back to that. Okay, so first, let us see how to print simple messages using our printf. So now, look here, inside the main function, I am saying printf. Okay, what is the syntax I told you? Within the double quotes, whatever you want to print in the output window, that needs to be given. So here I want to print hello world. Then I want to print welcome to C programming. Then I want to print enjoy learning it. So these are the message that I want to be printed as a result of this program. So how I'm supposed to do it? I am just going to write my printf statements. Then inside the printf, within double quotes, I am going to mention the message. So this is how I'm going to be doing it. When I execute this program, okay, when I'm going to execute this program, how is the output of the program going to come? Please have a look. Even though I am using three separate printf functions, see, three separate printf statements are given here. So even though I am using three separate printf statements, look at how the output is coming. Everything is getting printed in a single line. So let me also run this program for you. Okay, in a compiler, let me run this program. So yes, there you go. Give the program, same thing, and I'm going to execute it. So look at the output that I'm going to be getting here. You see here, even though we have used a separate printf function, the output is going to be getting printed for us in a single line. So what is the meaning of this is, whenever we write the statements inside of a printf, okay, the printf function does not add any new lines or does not add any extra lines. How is it going to work? Please understand. First, it is going to start printing the word what you have given. So the first thing is hello world. So in the output window, it will start printing hello world. So hello world, then followed by this exclamation mark, then one single space is going to be given. So after printing the first printf statement, the cursor will not move to any new line. It is going to wait here itself. Wherever it has completed its task, the cursor is going to be waiting in that same line. So when the next printf statement is coming, the second line is another printf statement. So from where it is going to start printing? Wherever the cursor is. So here the cursor is there after printing this hello world exclamation one space. The cursor is in this location. So from this location itself, it is going to start printing the next set of things what we have given. So till programming dot and then it is going to stop. So as soon as the dot is given, the cursor will hold in the next beside it, the cursor will be there. The next print statement, it is going to start from the same line. So this is how my printf is going to be working. So please understand, printf statement does not add any extra line or new line on its own. So whatever you are giving, everything is going to be printed in a single line. Right, even though we are giving multiple printf statements. Now, how to make it print in a new line? I don't want like this. I want the output to be printed in the same manner in which I have given. See, hello world in one line, welcome to C programming in the next line, then enjoy learning it in the third line. So how to achieve this? So what is the additional thing I have to do within my printf? For this only, we make use of something which is called as escape sequences. So the terminology what we use is called as escape sequences. So what are these escape sequences is, they perform some additional functionality. They are used to perform some additional functionality or some specific actions so that the result can be formatted in some different ways. So there are two very, very important escape sequences that we make use of very often with our printf function. So what are those? First one is \n. \n means new line. So if I want the cursor to be taken to a new line, to be moved to a new line, this is what I have to make use of. Same way, the other escape sequence what I make use of is \t. \t refers to what we call as a tab space between the first line and between the first and the second word. Whenever I use a /t, it is going to give a tab space. One tab space is generally 4 spaces. Normally, how the setting has been done in your system, based on that, you will be getting the spaces adjusted accordingly. Right, so now coming back to our program. So as I said, I want it to be printed in a new line. So what I can do, after the end or at the end of the first statement, either you can add a new line. Okay, at the end of the first statement, you can add a new line. So now you run this, see how it is coming. So as soon as first it is printing my hello world. So after printing hello world, see what happens, /n. So the cursor which is here is now moved to a new line. So when the cursor is going to the next line, see where is the next print statement starting from? From a new line. So same way, either I can add the /n at the end of the string, or I can also add the /n at the beginning of the string like this. It is your choice. Where you want to put is your choice. Just remember, wherever the \n is given, from that point onwards, whatever you are printing or whatever you're writing will be automatically moved to the next line. That is how the \n is going to be working for us. And same way I said \t. \t is for tab space. Now let me change this. I am going to change this as \t. Okay, now see what will be the output. How is my output going to be different now? Run this. See what happens. So hi, hello world. Then you see the space here. This is what we call as a one tab space. Then it is printing welcome to C programming. Again, a tab space is given. Then it is saying enjoy learning it. So this is how you can format the output in whichever manner you require with the help of my escape sequences in our printf function. So the important point what you have to remember, printf function can print simple messages like this When printing the messages, by default, the printf will not add any new line or any extra spaces. So if we want the spaces or if we want everything to be printed in a new line, we have to ensure it happens with the help of our escape sequences. So this is a very important point what you have to be knowing with regards to our printf. Right. Now, as I showed you now how this program is going to be working for us. Right. Now, let us say I have some variables. This is for printing simple messages. Now, you remember in our printf function, what did I say the syntax is? The syntax basically said that I have the control string. The control string is nothing but the messages what I printed. Then, of course, I had the arguments also. So now, how to make use of our printf? How to make use of our printf with this complete syntax, that is with arguments also. So let us try to understand that now. So what I'm going to do is basically first I'm going to create some variables. Okay, you know all the fundamental data types we have. Right, we have already discussed about our data types, all the fundamental data types that is present. So I am creating a variable of each and every data type. And in our previous video, remember we also discussed about the format specifiers. So format specifiers are what? For each and every data type, I have a specific format specifiers available for me. So if I want to print the value of a variable, I have to make use of the exact format specifier. So that is what we are going to be doing in this program. So first step, create all your variables and assign the values for those variables. So here I have done char, that is to hold a single character. I have created a string. I have created an integer, a float, and a double value. Then I am going to print the values. So how I'm going to print it? I am going to print some message along with the value of that variable. So what is the message going to be? I am going to say a is equal to, or value of a is equal to, whatever you want. The message is your choice. Right. Let us also parallelly run this program. Okay, not only seeing it, let us also parallelly execute the program. Now, there you go. So what is that I have done? Now, whatever the message you want to print, I am just simply saying a is equal to. Now, you want to print a message like this. Value of the variable a is equal to. Whatever is the message you want, you can give. But that message, that control string needs to be given within the double quotation. Then equals to, which variable you are going to print here? I want to print the value of a. A is what type of a variable? Char. So what is the format specifier I'm supposed to use? %C. So when I execute this program, in this line, what is going to happen? Please understand. Whatever is the value stored inside this A will get substituted in the place of the format specifier. So how it is going to work? Wherever the format specifier is present inside the control string, wherever you are giving the format specifier. Okay, after the comma, what you are going to give? You are going to give the name of the variable. That is nothing but our arguments. So what is the first variable given here? That variable's value will go and get replaced in the place of the first format specifier. In this print statement, we are using only one. But it's our choice. If you want, you can use a single print statement and print all the values. Or you can use separate print statements. So in this example, I am using separate print statements. That's all. So see what is that I'm having? I am saying control string is getting closed, then comma, then name of the variable. Same way, I'm saying B is equal to. So B is what data type? It is a string value. So here I'm using %yes. Same way, C. C is an integer. So I'm using %t. Now look at the D. D is a float. But how many decimal points? After the decimal points, it is having only 2 digits. Generally, please remember whether it is a float or a double, whichever data type it is. Okay. So whenever you're printing the value of a floating point value, okay, floating point variable, after the decimal point, it will print up to 6 digits. That is, after the decimal point, it will print up to 6 digits. If I am having only 2 digits, then the remaining will be filled with 0. I don't want that zeros. I want exactly what is there. So what I'm going to do, I am saying 0.2f. 0.2f means what? After the dot, after the decimal dot, I want only 2 digits. So whatever is the value, round off to 2 digits and print only that. And what is the format specifier of float? Percentage f. And same way for the double. Format specifier is percentage LF. So that is what I am running. So now execute this program. See what is the output you are getting. Whatever you have given within the double quotes is getting printed as it is in my output window. Check out here. Right, so this is how I can use the printf along with the variables. So the first example we saw was only the message. It did not have any variables. It did not involve any variables. But here we are printing the message also, and along with the messages, we are using the value of the variable also. Right, and I also told you we can use one single printf statement to print all the values. How to do that? So you can give like this. Say a is equal to, again, a is what? Character. Right. So a is equal to percentage c. Give a comma. Then I'm saying b is equal to, see, the comma is again your choice. Whatever you want to print in the output window, you have to give the same manner inside the double quotes. You want a space between the first and second value, give a space. You want a comma as a separator, give a comma. Whatever you want the output to be displayed, give it in the same manner. So now I'm saying percentage yes. Then c is equal to, so percentage d. So here I'm using only 3 variables. So I'm saying a, b and c. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove these two, because ABC is getting printed in that, in one single printf statement itself. Now let us run this. Yes, what is the error I have done? Comma. Remember the syntax? After closing of the control string, that is after closing of the double quotes, I have to add a comma. Then I have to give a list of variables. So how is this going to work? First variable will go and get replaced in the place of the first format specifier. Second variable will go to the second format specifier. Third variable will go and replace the third format specifier. Now run this. See what is the output you are getting. So A is equal to Z, B is equal to instax, C is equal to 1456. So use a single printf statement to print multiple values, or you can print separately also. Everything is our choice. Suppose, see here, I am saying /t, then again /t. Now run this. See how is the output coming. So A, a tab space, then B, then a tab space, then C. So how you want the output to be printed is entirely your choice. Based on that, write the code accordingly. The printf is a very, very flexible function. So whichever way you want, you can make it happen. Right. Okay. So coming back to our, so this is what I have done. So every variable, fundamental variables created, and we are just printing the value of the variable. Now, coming to the concept of return value of the printf function. So now first let us understand, what do you mean by return value? Printf is a predefined function. Am I right? So printf is a predefined function. We did not create it. We are just going to make use of that function. So when they have created the function, okay, when the printf function has been created, they have created it in such a way that after doing the task, that is whatever work you are asking it to do, after doing the task, after the completion of the task, the printf function returns one integer value. So please understand, the printf function, after the successful completion of the work, whatever you are asking it to do, after doing the work, it is going to return one integer value. What does this integer number represents? Integer, you know, int data type, whole number. So that is why when we are looking at the syntax of the printf, what is it given here? Int printf. So here this int represents the return value of the printf. So what does this integer number represents? The integer number here represents the number of characters. Okay, the number of characters my printf function has successfully printed in the output window. How many characters my printf function has printed in the output window? That number is returned by the printf function after finishing the task. That is what you call as the return value of the printf function. That is what we are going to be trying to find out in our upcoming program. Right. Now, have a look at the program first. Have a look at the code. So, I said the printf function is going to return one int. So, create a variable of the int data type. So, say n. So, what is the use of this n? This n is going to hold the number of characters my printf is going to return. So, printf is going to give back one number and I am going to store that number inside the variable n. Right. Then I'm going to print the value of n. Whatever is the value that is stored inside n, I'm going to print it. So now when I execute the program, what is it going to do? First, n will be created, done. Second, this printf. This printf will, this printf will print the value welcome. This printf will print the value welcome on my output window. Now, welcome. How many characters welcome consists of? So that many number of characters it is printing. So welcome consists of 7 characters. So number 7 will be returned by this printf and that 7 is going to get stored inside this variable n. So now when I print the value of n, it is going to say value of n is equal to 7. Why 7? Because the printf function is printing welcome. Welcome consists of 7 characters. That is what the printf is going to be doing. Right, so 2 things. One is if you want the printf to return some value, you can capture it like this. Otherwise, this printf is also returning value, but we are not doing anything with it. So it's entirely the programmer's choice. Based on the requirement of the program, you decide whether something needs to be done with the return value of the printf or not. Okay, so return value of the printf, if required, try to store it inside a variable and print it. If not required, no need to get that value at all. So let us execute this program. Okay, let us just execute this program and see how is my output going to be coming for us. Now, there you go. Okay, I'm just going to run this. See what it says. 7. Now, let me change this. I'm saying welcome to C. Now, you know, welcome consists of 7 characters. Now, it will also count the space because space is also going to get printed in the output window, right? So, space is also treated as 1 character. So, welcome is 7 characters, space is 8, then 9, 10, 11, and 12. So, totally 12 characters this printf is going to print. So, after printing, see here, after printing welcome to C, the printf is going to return the value 12 and the 12 is going to get stored inside this variable n. And when I am printing the value of n, it is going to give me the value as 12. So this is what you mean by the return value of the printf function. Right. So in our next video, we will see a continuation of our printf. Right. Thank you.